A new publication has joined the cope. Honestly, if I end up seeing video game journalists in a mental asylum, I know who put them there. It's South Korea by releasing a good video game. Look at this level of cope, by the way. Just look at it. Apparently, despite the fact that this video game has sold 1 million units in 3 days, which in 2025 in the video game industry we have today, this is beyond phenomenal. This publication is saying, "Oh yeah, we only gave it 68%." Like, how the hell? Like, this was your only job. You literally had one job to predict games that people want to play so that people don't waste their money, right? Like, this is what the game journalist's function is on earth. Like, this is why the Messiah, the Jesus Christ, has created the video game journalist, because he looked at us mortals and Jesus felt pity. It was like, okay, the average person doesn't have that much cash. And there are just so many games out there. There's so many games. How can I help the average individual to know which games to buy? And then he created the game journalist, and the game journalist's job was to play all the games and find the ones that are more likely for people to enjoy, and then review them on objective merit. Like, for instance, this game is stable. It has no bugs. This game has great graphics. This game has a intricate storyline. You know, shit like that. And so, like, how did you manage to get one game that's actually successful and give it a 68%? Well, they're telling you why, right? It suffers from a middling story and a painful tutorial level. Oh my goodness. This is the bane of the journalist, isn't it? The dreaded tutorial level. You gotta read stuff on the screen. But obviously we know why they're upset about this game. Because it doesn't make sense any other way. It's like, okay, so you're basically saying that this game has not done anything interesting that other games haven't done better before. Alright. What is this energy when you're going after reviewing Assassin's Creed or Dragon Age or any of the other shit that comes from the West that no one wants to buy? Like, where was this energy when you were reviewing Concord? Because I remember, like, a lot of journalists actually said, no, like, Concord is a good game. It's just that people are exaggerating. A vocal minority is complaining about the wokeness. Same with Dragon Age. Right? Like, do you guys remember that? Oh, Dragon Age is actually amazing. It's just a small vocal minority. And now, apparently, all of a sudden, they're hypercritical, they're hyper-aware, they know exactly how to judge a game. It's like, no, this isn't good because it's not the renaissance of gaming. And if it's not the renaissance of gaming, 68% mark. God, these people are assholes. Okay, right, so... Why are a lot of individuals, myself included, upset over articles like this? Well, if you guys go a little bit back in the past, you would understand how video game journalists managed to get prestige and renown. They didn't get prestige and renown because they started analyzing video games and writing competent and insightful reviews. They got prestige and renown because they started preaching morality. They became like the church. And they said that there are two types of gamers. There's moral gamers and there's bigots. And so it is the duty of moral gamers to ostracize the bigots from the industry and society if possible, right? I remember, like, in 2018, they were operating on Twitter, and all of the journalists, they had like 10 or 15 mental asylum individuals that would dox, harass, like these attack dogs would go out and try to bully developers and bully any content creator that didn't toe the line. Like, do you guys remember that? Because I do, right? Because that was the idea. It's like, okay, moral gamers do not tolerate degenerate gamers. They do not tolerate bigots. And so, who gets to decide what is morality? Well, the game journalist, of course, right? And then it's like, as a good gamer, you're not supposed to be racist. And then the next question would be like, well, what does not being racist means, right? Well, for instance, we don't like Capcom because Capcom has black people in its game that are antagonists. They're zombies, right? Bad company. And so that was their shtick, right? Like, don't be racist. And the definition of racism was watered down so fucking much to the point where if you didn't buy a product from Disney, if you didn't like Ariel being race swapped, oh, congratulations, you're a racist, so you deserve to get doxxed and harassed. And so that was like their standard, right? Like, they wrote the patch notes, they created the meta, And now we see them releasing these types of articles, basically implying that I guess like either Chinese people are immoral or Western people don't like women. I don't know which one is it, and I don't know which one I should be offended more. Because they're saying, okay, this game, which they call it a Gunnar game, despite the fact that it has no sex scenes in it, despite the fact that Western games have multiple sex scenes in them, this is what they call the Gunnar game. So they're slandering the game out of the box, right? And then they're basically implying that, look, it's only Chinese people that play it. It's only them, right? Because the Chinese are Gunnars, but like we in the West, we like the LGBTs, we like queer culture, it's rich, it's colorful, it's vibrant. Heterosexuality is just boring, it's bland, it's degenerate anyway, right? Like true sexual connoisseurs, they like the Baldur's Gate, they like the Dragon's Age. Like, at the end of the day, if you're a company, right, and you want to be seen as a moral company, the morality is in the West. The decent folk are in the West. You need to appeal to them, right? Like, everyone that's not in the West is degenerate and icky. That's pretty much what they're insinuating with these articles. They're insinuating that, well, people in the West, they don't like women. So people in the West, they prefer Abby from The Last of Us 2. They like Dragon Age. They like body type Bs. And it's just people from China that are sick in the head, I guess. And they're the ones that buy video games that have women. Here's the reality, though. And this is actually an interesting question. Why doesn't China buy the Western shit, though? Like, if the Western shit is so superior and so good, why aren't the Chinese people buying it? Interesting, isn't it? Because the Chinese people used to buy Western shit. Do you guys remember that? I remember when StarCraft was dominating in South Korea. I remember when World of Warcraft was dominating in China. In fact, Blizzard was bending over backwards in order to keep the Chinese customers. So, like, what changed? What changed, And when you look at the Western shit, I would understand if, like, people in the West genuinely like the Western shit. Like, if people in the West were actually supporting their own industries and spending money, then you would make the argument, yeah, like, this is a different set of standards and norms and morality. So, like, obviously, Westerners do not want to play Stellarblade because they like the body type Bs and the pronouns. Like, a Westerner would never play a game without pronouns. Like, you feel icky. If the game doesn't have pronouns, how do you know how to call the character? Anyway, I'm actually happy to see journalists coping and seeding so much. Like, I knew it was coming. And I knew it was coming. Just like I know that eventually whatever culture comes along is also going to be replaced at some place in time. But, like, I'm enjoying it right now. I'm definitely enjoying it. Like, seeing this level of suffering. And I was wondering, like, why is it, though? Like, why do I like to see journalists be displeased? Am I a sadist? And then I remember exactly how they would treat people on Twitter when they used to have those blue check marks. I remember the condescension and the disdain they had towards the player base and the customers. And I still notice, like, how disingenuous they are with these types of video games. Like the interesting thing, though, they're such bad at doing propaganda, it's unreal. If I was them and I genuinely understood the market, like, you would know that, okay, this is the type of game, it's a AAA game, it's got hundreds of millions of dollars invested in it, there is no way it will fail, right? So I'll just have egg on my face if I talk against it. Might as well co-opt it. Might as well say, oh yeah, like, this is a game that's about female empowerment and blah, 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 blah. You still spew your talking points. You still look like you're connected to the fucking market because this is a force of nature. You can't stop it, right? Like, there's nothing you can do. Like, if you understand the market and you see the game that's coming out, no matter how much you dislike it, no matter how much you hate it, it's easy to anticipate, yeah, this shit will sell. The same way that I did with Baldur's Gate 3 or Kingdom Come Deliverance 2. There were, like, games that I was like, okay, this is not to my liking, it's not to my taste. But I see the game. I know that people will buy it. Like, if I talk against it, I will look like I have egg on my face because there's no way that these games fail, right? And so either you shut the fuck up, or if you talk about it, you try to co-opt it, or you just try to be honest for a change and just give a normal review and say, okay, this is what I like about this game, this is what I don't like, however, I think it will do great. But anyway, right, this is the reason that their ratings are dying. Let me know what you guys think, though. And as usual, I will see you in the comment section. Take care.